Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on today's live webinar. Guys, I'm going to get through this as fast as possible for you. I know it's one of the hottest days of the year, so I genuinely appreciate you joining me, guys, if you're on the live with me. So thank you very, very much. This is quite an exciting one for me. Two reasons. One, first time in a recording studio, so hopefully we've got everything set up beautifully for you, the audio, the visual, everything nice. Secondly, this is for existing managing agents just like myself. Normally doing these hosts, it's Q&As, these webinars, it's Q&A for hosts, it's to talk to franchisees and potential partners starting off in their journey. You guys are already well on your journey if you've joined me for this one. So thank you very much. Let's have a look at what we're talking about. Excuse me, I've just had lunch there. Okay, so a little introduction. We're going to whiz through this, guys. And by the way, if you're watching live, you will get the recording of this. And yeah, if you don't get your questions answered at the end, we will come back and get that done for you. So I want to talk really about perhaps where you guys are in your entrepreneurial journey. We're going to go into a term, if you've saw the marketing and you've signed up for this, it was about no man's land, but it's about the life cycle of businesses and the challenges we face as entrepreneurs. I'm hopefully going to give you a solution for that, solve all those problems, make business and life better for you by partnering with Pillow. Going to do some live Q&A and then some steps to move forward. So I want to minimize the slides. Guys, if you're watching live, you can ask questions in the chat. So please do so. Now this slide here, I debated putting it in because it sounds quite salesy and wanky about investing an hour to transform your life. So I wanted to explain that. Guys, if you are watching live, this will be on, it's like a heat wave. In fact, in Glasgow, they've told us not to go onto the grass because it's going to go on fire. That's the way Glaswegians are viewing this heat. So it's the warmest weekend of the year so far. And if you're watching live, guys, I appreciate your time. You've logged on to this and I will probably get an hour of your time. But if you happen to be watching on a replay and you've requested a link and it isn't live, guys, it's very, very hard to focus for a whole hour. If you're joining a webinar and you've blocked the time out, it's in your diary, you'll be focused, guys. If you happen to be watching on the replay, it is hard to focus for a full hour. I would struggle. So guys, if you're at this stage watching again in replay, put an hour in, guys, because it might be the difference of being happy and unhappy. So thank you very, very much. Let's jump in. So if you're on this webinar, you probably know all about Pillow. I'm not going to talk anything about that, just 1 minute on this. Been in property management a very, very long time. If you see the evolution of what is now Pillow, guys, if you see the little logo here, it's everywhere, that is the current brand. But actually we were changed a few times over the last 2 decades, 19 odd years, guys. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. And the very last statement there, I put serviced accommodation in brackets. For those of you prior to probably about 2014, 15, serviced accommodation, we did it. We did property management. My first job in the industry in 2002, we did it. We did corporate lets, we did contractor lets. I was doing my own rent-to-rents and for the airport round about where I lived. I didn't see it as serviced accommodation. It was just property. It was just rentals. It was property management. It just happened to be that we call it serviced accommodation, but really it's short-term rentals. So I've been doing this a long time. Definitely over 20 years, 2002, what's that? 23 years. So guys, Pillow has been going a fair while. We've changed some branding over the years. We've evolved over the last 2 decades, and we're here today. Now, I put this slide on, guys, multiple award-winning company. That isn't to boast, but if you are going to partner with Pillow, if you saw us at the last office, you were ever in the Service Accommodation Centre of Excellence and saw this wall in real life, it spanned a whole wall in the training suite, and we put all our awards there. I put that to show you guys that actually those awards will be your awards, because if you're joining Pillow, then actually you're going to be part of the Pillow family. You're going to be part of us. And again, those awards, you will be an award-winning company that has been going for a long time. You're just slotting in as a new family member. So that's why I thought that slide was important. So moving on, I put no man's land into AI and it came up with that little graphic, and I put some text on it. No man's land in war and business is not the place you want to be. The business life cycle, guys, of startups, scale-ups, and then growth businesses, multi-million pound international businesses, guys, there's certain places where you don't want to be, where it's the absolute hardest to succeed. It's where most businesses fail, and we're going to call that no man's land. And for this, hopefully we can add maximum value to people that are watching this. I've put the number 25 units, but probably between 10, 15, 20 units, guys, is where it can be very dangerous as a business. You've got lots of costs. It becomes unprofitable. You take up a lot of time, a lot of stress, and it no longer becomes fun. And number 4 there is the main one, because if we're not enjoying ourselves in business and we don't jump out of bed every morning, kind of pointless being in business. You might as well go and get a job. So no man's land is where we don't want to be. But if we're looking at this specifically to the short-term rental industry, guys, put the slides up. Yeah, so I can see. Any questions as we go through, please pop them in. Chloe is behind the scenes helping me with the questions. She will load them into the chat and I will bring them onto the screen. So what are the issues specifically that you might be going through at the moment that we could help with? That joining forces with Pillow will add value. Well, as we scale up, it's natural that we have ever-increasing costs and overheads. The break-even point in your business gets quite high surprisingly quick. Guys, when we start off in business and we're managing 5, 10 units and we're perhaps accidental property managers, where friends and family have given them, our contacts have given them, and we work on those and we do a really great job at it, provide a really great level of service, but actually then it becomes more work than one person. We need to get systems, we need to get procedures in place. We need to start not having the cheap property management software. We need to start getting the best stuff to give the best service and compete in today's market, because it's very, very competitive, guys. If you're watching this, we were having a laugh with some other of the established agents on the forums about somebody's obviously selling a course I put on of acquiring agents. Somebody's putting out the same posts, lots of different people with the same text. So there's lots and lots of competition out there, more so than ever. And to compete, that means our overheads, our costs to get better stuff is going to go up. So point number 2 is reducing profit, guys. As we go up, there is a no man's land right in the middle. If you're at the bottom where you don't have a lot of costs, it's a little, you're a solopreneur. And then at the other end, when you've scaled up, we think we'd scaled up to well over 1,000 units at one point. Well, there's nice margin there. The Amazons and the Costas of the world can have the margin of tens of thousands of different outlets versus that one little coffee shop that have lots of costs. So in many, many cases, guys, I know lots of people, not just in this industry, they're entrepreneurs and they do not make a lot of profit. They take less money home, guys, than they would have a job. They would be better going and get a job. And if I take a job shelf stacking at Aldi, I think your average property manager with 10 properties is making a lot less money. So guys, if we don't enjoy it, it's starting to become unprofitable and we've got commitments, then we might as well go and get a job. Number 3, and this is important to you guys, I'm hoping it's important if you're on this call, and that is service level failures become more frequent. Nice and easy when we've got 5 properties. We know everyone by name. We're doing personal calls for the check-in. We handle every single call, absolutely everything we do. But when we start maybe using VAs or we get busy, or I record this on a Friday, what if you're out on a Friday evening and you get 2 double bookings or you get 2 guests phoning you at the same time? You can't deal with both. You can't do 2 check-ins at the same time. Can't deal with 2 problems. Can't be on the phone to booking.com and do something else. So these things will become more frequent, and it's a really disappointing stage in business, guys, because when you start letting clients down, when you genuinely care as a business owner, and they've put your trust in you, it's devastating. It's one of the worst feelings ever. And more customers means more failures. So growth issues, nice and easy to scale a business up and get to 10, 20 properties when we start off because we're attracting friends and family. I will call it the low-hanging fruit. People come to us, people that know and trust us and our networks and our communities give us our properties, people that we've probably known for many years. But then we have to go out and compete against other businesses. Pillow needs to compete against much larger businesses, guys. And our marketing and our growth and our strategy needs to be strategic, not accidental. Our customer pipeline, our sales funnels all need to be a little bit more sophisticated. And it then becomes hard. We can get to 20 properties, but getting from 20 to 30 can be much, much more difficult. Next thing, more stress and worry. Guys, scaling up any business is hard. And I think the short-term rental market for management is one of the hardest, guys. There's so many working parts here. Genuinely, there's so many things out with our control. I think it's very stressful and worried. Scaling up is very hard, guys. The startup is fun and easy. You can move, you're dynamic. But getting that business past that tipping point, if you've read the book Malcolm Gladwell, getting it past the tipping point, business then becomes easy. You're less hands-on. You're working on the business rather than in it. Becomes more enjoyable, more easy, less stress, less worry. But in no man's land, guys, I know many property managers. We've had many people in our teams who have given them portfolios of 30, 40, 50 properties to manage. They get break, they get burned out. So guys, I understand the stress and worry of this job. You actually need to start getting some staff at VAs. Being an employer is a massive commitment. VA is slightly easier, but if you're starting to get employees, you need to do PAYE and pensions and auto-enrollment and staff appraisals. This then becomes very, very challenging, guys. So honestly, when you start getting employees, it is a different game. And if you're dealing with VAs, especially in overseas, you're still going to need to manage them. There's not as many legal employer commitments, but you still need to manage them effectively and reward them. One of the hardest things in business, dealing with staff. Next thing, burnout and you stop enjoying it. Business becomes very hard when you no longer enjoy it, guys. If you love what you do, and normally if you've seen me online, at any other point, I will pull a book called Kaizen, and it's a Japanese principle of finding your purpose in life, doing what you love, the sweet spot. If you jump out of bed in the morning, loving life, can't wait to go and start your day, well, that's the perfect place to be. And guys, I think every property manager starts off a little bit of success, a little bit of money, getting 10, 15 properties, and then it stops becoming fun because we're scaling up and all the problems are multiplied. And when it's no longer fun, guys, business and life becomes very, very hard. Right, so guys, some of those things, I'm not saying they will apply, all of them are applying, maybe none of them apply yet, but these are some of the pain points that I would love to solve for you. Now, for Pillow Partners, our principal thing is property management, short-term rental property management. And for us, our key propositions for our hosts is to maximize income, reduce stress, and free up their time. That's the kind of 3 pain points that we want to serve. We want to add value and reward for money. So that's what we do as a business, same as you guys, but I've encapsulated property management for us as maximizing income, reducing stress, and freeing up the time of a host. Now, this is slightly different, slightly the same for what we want to do with the property managers we partner with. But if I take this map at the background, well, I'm hoping everybody on this webinar understands what Pillow is, what we do, and what this is all about. But just to be clear, we offer property management at Pillow Partners. To deliver high quality property management, we want to deliver the best. We want to be better than any other agent. And to do that, my framework isn't people overseas in the Philippines or VAs. It's having local property managers in the areas where we manage property. This income is directly linked to the success of the property. It's our edge when we speak to other agents, is that our mechanism for delivering high quality property management is to have, imagine these little blue spots. This is all the property managers in the UK. We look for one property manager all across the UK. We want to partner with people and we want to reward them with a share of the income, and property management is a commission-based business on the whole. So I think it's only fair The way I want to structure my business is we're a commission business to our clients, the hosts, the guests of the clients, but in this instance, it's the hosts, to deliver the best property management we can, hopefully beat competitors. I love local property managers who have that expert knowledge, who have that passion. And it's why we don't want property managers here that are employed. We have some, just because we've got lots of properties and things we need employees for. But ideally, I want property managers they look at that as their business, guys. You already do this. You will be these guys in this area. And rather than us getting another franchisee or putting another staff member in and being competitors, guys, we want to work in partnership. And if we can pick an amazing person, get someone that's already done that, already started that, already proven themselves, already knows that they enjoy the market, we want to partner with them, guys. We want you to be part of our team. So here's just a picture of some of the shows and exhibitions and awards nights we do. And I think what's the most recent one? One in the middle was down at the Short Stay Summit down at Old Billingsgate in London. Is it Short Stay Summit? I think it is. We were down there meeting some of the team. Actually meeting we've got account managers, so we don't go through the normal channels for Airbnb, Booking.com and VRBO. So at that show, we're literally meeting our account managers and the people that help us and shows behind the scenes at VRBO, Booking.com and Airbnb. Because we've got that size, we get those account managers. So that's a team coming together down in London. We'd love you to be part of the team. Now, this little image here, a bang letting agents. So, guys, any high street you've been on, there's a row, well, it used to be, it's changing. There's a row of letting and estate agents, and there's normally 10 in every town high street. We all go to the same place. You saw the slides at the start of our offices. I think we've had 4 or 5 different high street offices. At one point, with 2 high street branches as a letting and estate agent. And it always struck me, we were all paying the same cost. If I take the number 10, there's 10 people all paying a few £1,000s to Rightmove. There's 10 people all paying rent. There's 10 people all paying the same insurances, the same regulations, paying the same fucking staff member to sit there, the same business rates and rent. Why are 10 agents all competing against each other? It makes no sense. And from my early days, from 2006 onwards, I spent a whole decade trying to come up with an idea, which was now the way Pillow is. Why do 5 of these guys just not get together? Why is there 10 competitors these days all going to fight for one property? Guys, if I'm in your area, you'll be fighting for that property. I'll be fighting for it. There'll be 8 other agents. Why are 10 agents all spending money on Facebook ads? Because only people that win in Facebook and Google ads is Meta and Google. Because only one agent can get that, but there's 10 people fighting for that one customer. And we all have customer acquisition costs, guys. If you're at the early stage where you get everything from word of mouth to compete against these big multi-million-pound companies, and there's people bigger than Pillow, guys, you're going to need to have a customer acquisition cost, do some strategic marketing. So in that example, 10 agents, why would 5 of them not get together, share one office? Instantly, they've got 5 times the resources to leverage. They've got 5 times the marketing budget. They've got 20%, they've got a fifth of the overall break-even point of the costs. If they can have economies of scale, they can deliver a much better level of service because there's 5 entrepreneurial brains there rather than everybody fighting and bickering. The time spent trying to compete against those other agents, if 5 of them got together and made a network and came together as collaborators under one business banner, they would win against those other 5 agents. They'd probably end up putting those other 5 agents out of business because they would get the lion's share. Make sense? And for 10 years, I sat in these bloody high street offices thinking about this and how can we get agents to come together. Now, in estate agency and traditional lettings, it's still quite hard. And if I had to do this in Glasgow, it would be quite hard. But what I want to do, guys, is bring not just 10 agents together in the high street, but I want to bring us together across the UK. So we want to get a network of 50 of the best minds in the industry, 50 amazing people. Now, on this webinar, it's people who have already been established. Normal with a franchisee, they're starting off, and it's my job to identify, are they shining stars? Are they going to deliver the property management levels of service? Are they going to be good business owners? But for you guys, you are there. And if you're watching this webinar, hopefully you can become one of the 50 guys that would come together to just deliver that best level of service for hosts and guests. And then why are we doing that? I always like a little quote from Zig Ziglar. Guys, if you've heard him speak, you'll remember his voice. You can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. Now, guys, there's people building businesses alongside Pillow that are much larger than Pillow, and they're putting employees in here. They're putting people overseas, VAs, or even AI chatbots now. So I want to build, it doesn't need to be the biggest, but I want to deliver high quality property management. And to do that, I need people that are as passionate about this as me. I don't want chatbots. I don't want people overseas that have never been to the country, that don't speak English as a first language, that revenue isn't tied to the success of the property. I want to build a network of 50 amazing regions in the UK, and I need you guys. So I can get what I want only by giving you guys what you want. Now, normally for the franchise webinars, when it's people setting up, we can help them set up a business. They can set up in a region. They get to have a business like Pillow, successful property management company, for that fraction of the setup costs, lots of security, lots of benefits. For you guys, I want your great minds. I want all the learnings, all the mistakes you've made, all the knowledge you have, all the things you would do better than myself at Pillow, to come in, share that with everyone, and we all benefit. So let's have a look at some more detail. Guys, remember, if you have questions in, I always forget to check the chat because I'm too busy talking. Lower overheads, we've structured this that you can shut all your overheads down for all your technology, and there's a fixed monthly license fee to be with us. So I can't see a time when you've got 10 properties that you would jump to us, not half your costs instantly. So I don't know your business and your costs, but guys, what we wanted to create with our network is just fixed costs, so you know exactly what you are paying every month. And because we can come together and buy things in economies of scale, we get PMSs cheaper per property. We'll get everything. So lower overheads for you, meaning you're instantly making more money. Next, improved tech and software. So for us, we've trialed so many PMSs. I think we've got some of our tech in that slide. But guys, we will always evolve, get the best technology out there. We will always do whatever we can to make sure that everything works the best. Good integrations with PMSs over the years. We are where we are now with one that has the best integrations with Airbnb and Booking.com and VRBO. So we've trialed technology, all the different pricing softwares, and we've selected ones that fit our customers and our size of a management business. Not saying if we were much smaller, we would choose different software, but for the service for our clients, property management company of our size, this is the best software I think's on the market. So you get all of that. And again, normally people starting up need to pay onboarding fees and training fees. You get trained in all this. We can swap this over, integrate you into all our software. Big thing, guys. When you start off, and I had a decade of it, being on the phone on call, I record this on a Friday. It's probably starting to be check-in time, guys. As I record this, the English version of Transmit in Scotland is Glastonbury. Happened a few weeks ago, I think. We have Transmit Festival, always the busiest weekend of the year. And I think one year we had 62 check-ins in Glasgow for people coming to a festival. So 62 check-ins in one night. For the Glasgow Pro, you can have multiple check-ins, probably starting at the time this live webinar is on just now. People arriving early, double bookings, people not being able to find a unit, cleaners not done their job. You guys will know, but we get evening, weekend, holiday, and emergency cover. It's a CX team, customer experience team, trained people to answer your guest calls evenings and weekends. So if you're constantly on the phone 24/7, guys, you can change that. And there is holiday cover and emergency cover. So guys, if you're a solopreneur and you have commitments to manage X amount of properties and something happens, then guys, you're not going to be available. But that never happens. You can transfer things to us. That cover is there for you guys who want to. And guys, if any of you know Emma, we'll call her the co-founder and future wife, Emma put this in place. She made it as one of the very first franchisees. She made it very clear. If property managers have to go 24/7 on the phone, they burn out, they don't enjoy it. You lose property managers, you lose that will to do great service, giving the team a break at evenings and weekends. It allows them to go and build their business more, and it allows them to have a better level of service to guests and hosts. So that's a nice thing. Nice bonus of all of us coming together. Remember that if those 5 agents join forces, they'll have 5 times the marketing budget, so we can do national marketing campaigns to get hosts over other companies. Imagine 50 companies coming together, guys, and putting all that marketing budget into one big pot. So you guys don't need to put marketing pot. We've structured a business that you don't need to be paying money to campaigns. We take all the money we get from partners and put it back into building the network and get new hosts and guests. So campaigns, exhibitions, trade events, nice big things that you wouldn't be able to afford a national event or a big event at your area yourself. Now, I can't speak for your business. I'm not saying you can't afford it, but guys, cash flow might mean you can't book. I think one year we did in 2023 we did and spent more than 100 grand on all of these, which by the way you had to pay out in advance. Recording this in July, we had to start paying things from November, so we can come together with economies of scale. The 50 of us having that big marketing budget, guys, we're just going to be in front of more people than the competitors. Again, 50 agents together, I just think is magic. It doesn't matter, that's just my number in my head. It makes it nice and easy. The power of 50 entrepreneurs that you and I and the people that are already in Pillow and some of the best people in our sector coming together. And that's one of our taglines, stronger together. It's on the back of everything. It's probably on the back of this shirt. Stronger together is our principal core value, all about collaboration, not competition. Guys, you're going to be able to work fewer hours, whatever that is, fewer hours. You're going to be doing less admin. So, for example, all the money gets paid into the dedicated client accounts, and our finance guys will pay your hosts for you. They'll do all the finance. You don't need to worry about finance, all the invoice and everything. At the end of the month, the software will tot it up. We'll pay your hosts for you. We'll pay all the contractors. You get your share of all the commissions. So it's all done for you. Think of taking all the finance away. Never touch a penny or check things again. Our finance team and customer experience team do all that for you. You're going to have a lot less admin, so there's lots of things we do. I'm not going to go into them all on this call. Lots more support. Again, we mentioned one, the evenings and weekends, covering those guest calls for you. You might want to do some of this yourself and take some of those calls yourself to deliver the level of service that you want to deliver. But guys, if you're doing something, you've got an event, you've got a wedding, something, our team are there to cover it. So you'll work a lot less by joining Pillow. Just taking your business, plopping it into the Pillow business model, you'll be working less, I guarantee it. So this is an important one for me, and it's 7, and I wanted to put it either first or last because I wanted to talk about it first or talk about it last, so it was more recent in your memory. One of the whole reasons for doing this is all about the level of service for hosts. Guys, you will know if you're watching this, there's so much competition. Every second person's doing it. Somebody walks past an Airbnb, they're now an Airbnb management company. Somebody was a property source, they're now an Airbnb management company. Some had some success with a couple of rent-to-rents, they're now an Airbnb management company. There's been so many competitors spawning up every single day. I've been doing it for 20 years. I intend to be here in 20 years' time if the government allow us to continue. They don't want to destroy all businesses, and it was all on universal basic income. If business still exists in 20 years, I will still be in this business. And the only reason we can do that, and the principal thing that's seen us 20 years, that will see us through the ups and downs of everything that's happening in the industry. Guys, when you've been in it 2 decades, the stuff that happens is a blip. Things like COVID is a blip. The licensing that happened in Scotland is a blip. What's going to come in England is a blip. The oversupply of units and the massive oversupply of management companies is just a little bit of admin if you're in it for decades. So the principal focus for us is all about the better level of service for hosts and guests. We need to be delivering that guest service, and we need the hosts to appreciate the guests. So I'm not going to go into the whole framework of delivering that service, but guys, it's not fancy marketing. It's not bullshit fucking things with steepling hands or selling franchises or only fancy stuff on stage or fancy marketing. It's simply delivering great service to hosts. And that's the thing nobody sees. People can see, nobody ever looks at my social media compared to other people, celebrities in the industry. But guys, you see all this, but what you don't see is the level of service. And that's all that matters, because if you can look after guests and look after hosts, it's going to be very, very hard not to be here in 20 years when other people fall below that standard. So massively important that it's all about that level of service to hosts and guests. It's the most important thing of this. And hopefully you guys plugging in with better software, with more support team, with hopefully better systems, with coming into our brain, our organization, you will be able to instantly deliver better levels of service to your hosts, and that will filter onto your guests. That's my intention. More profitable business. That is important, guys. I can't see a situation where you would come into Pillow and have a less profitable business. You'll have plenty of time to look over that. You will be saving time, and you will be less stressful, but I can't see you having a less successful, less profitable business by not coming into Pillow, because we're coming together. There's so many benefits, guys. So I would like to think you're going to be more profitable. A lot less stress and a lot less pressure. Guys, think of what we've spoke about. I'm not going to go over it. Hopefully there's a lot more free time for you to go and build your business, to focus on that customer service rather than doing admin, rather than doing the stuff that the firefighting. So you're going to have a support network of other people. We all chat. So we've got our social media app. We all chat, different groups in there, support calls, loads of training. I think we cover that next. But guys, you're going to have a lot less stress and pressure. Why? Because you're no longer a solopreneur. There's other people there that understand what you're going through. Better systems, better technology, better procedures, and we can just prevent a lot more things. More fun again, guys, hopefully. Professional training and mastermind groups. You'll see lots of people blasting out SA things for 15, 20 grand. You get 5 of those in Pillow. Not going to go into it, but whatever any guru or company or training company is charging for an SA mastermind, you get that as part of what this is, guys. You'll get more than that. Why? Because it's not a guru talking to you and being a mastermind and selling you shit with dreams of Rolexes and Lamborghinis that's done a couple of rent-to-rents. You've got me and my whole team there. You're in the mastermind group of people that are building businesses up to 40 plus properties each, and hopefully 50 amazing people in there. So lots of groups. There's our roadmap, 12 steps, working on your business plan, working on customer service, property management, advanced customer service, more training than you'll ever be able to attend. Loads of done for you marketing, guys. So the team have put ones where my face is on, but you will be on this. These are all the things that we do. You're on this webinar now, guys. Normally at this time on a Friday, I'll do a Q&A for hosts. So I'll do a service accommodation Q&A. And these lunch and learns and these things of giving free value to audiences means that we got a nice big database of hosts. Hopefully when the time is right, or if they're ready, they will choose us as a manager. So all these things are kind of done for you. Some little lead generation things, webinars, agent comparison checklists, all the lives you'll probably have seen me blasting on my socials. That's all to attract hosts, and we just pass you those leads, all vetted, all pre-qualified. We'd mentioned Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO account managers. So I think we've got Angela. Yeah, there we go. So there's Angela up at our office. Guys, Airbnb fly up to Pillow's offices from London. That's Angela. She came up with some socks. I think that was this time last year. That slide on there was the presentation that Airbnb made for us, put on our office. That was one of our properties. Thankfully, she picked a good one. But Angela flew up from London, picked her up at the airport. She came to our office, spent the whole day digging behind the scenes, guys. Airbnb showed us their systems behind the scenes, looked at all of our properties. We thought we were perfect, and they told us how to improve things. And Angela challenged us in a few things. Said if you make these tweaks on your Airbnb account that you can't see, we know from Airbnb's data set, you'll get 28% on average more bookings for that property. So we make all these changes. So I know she's on maternity leave. I don't know if she's going to be back soon, but we hope Angela's back soon. But we also have Booking.com and VRBO account managers. We don't go through the call centers in the chat. Any issues, the guys just phone them up and email them direct. And I think we get monthly training. So we always see the Booking.com calls. Every month, I think, from the account manager, analyzes all our listings, gives us up-to-date stuff, gives us recommendations. Why do they do that? Why don't you get an account manager if you've got one property? And many people raging that they didn't get a dedicated account manager when they've got one property or 10. It's not worth Airbnb's time. But I think at one point we had 1,000 properties. I don't know the number. It's worth Airbnb's time. If you've got a few hundred properties, guys, Airbnb know if they can help you, they can train you, they come and give you their resources, they're going to get more money out of you, as is Booking.com and VRBO. I don't know if we've got other account managers, we've got ones with Price Labs and other software, but the three kind of main platforms there, they're the ones I know of. So that is a massive, massive benefit. And it's a massive benefit to your hosts as well, because if we don't get special favors to bypass the system, but we can fight our case a lot better and get properties reinstated, reviews sorted. We've got somebody to talk to, guys, and make a legitimate case for things. And they'll also give us a forewarning about listings. So behind the scenes, in one of the platforms, you can see, are these properties verging below the minimum standards? What can we do to improve them? Because not all properties are amazing like that one on the screen. So we can really, really help our hosts. Enough about that. Guys, you're part of an amazing team of other people. I understand how hard being an entrepreneur is, being a solopreneur. I did it for the first 10 years. The offices you saw, the 2 high street branches, before we can focus predominantly and change the brand to Pillow Partners. I was a solopreneur. I had that martyr syndrome of working hard, going it alone. And if I had joined something like Pillow back in 2006, and I nearly bought a Martin Company franchise or a Belvoir or a Northwood franchise. I nearly did. I decided to go it alone. In all honesty, well, I might not have had Pillow, but guys, if I'd bought a Martin Company franchise, I would have been a lot more successful than launching my own business. I would have had so much support. So you'll be part of a great entrepreneurial family, all the people here and all the people that are going to come in after you join us. There's just some of our team there. I think we've shown that slide. Essentially, you get everything that I get. If you join us, you merge with us, you get everything that I've built over the last 20 years, the whole Pillow Partners business model. Right, so guys, I'll have a wee break, see if there's any questions. I'm going to crack on because I need to get this done within an hour. I promised you, especially if you're watching on a replay. What we're looking for in a good partner, guys, well, we have a franchisee selection process, taking people from the start. We know exactly what we're looking for. But guys, for you, you're already established, you're already going. But what do we think would be a good fit for us? What's a great fit for us? Entrepreneurial spirit was something I heard. Some of those awards were from various entrepreneurial organizations. And that entrepreneurial spirit to make it happen. Now, it's important that we vet for that, guys, with the franchisees starting off, i.e. becoming an entrepreneur versus an employee, because not all people should be business owners. They should be employees with a fixed wage, and that they're not set out to be business owners. But that entrepreneurial spirit, you guys already have it. I'll know that. Why? Because you're already entrepreneurs with reasonably successful businesses, guys. So you already have that. You are the difference of someone that's went and done it rather than sitting in a job hoping to achieve their dreams, but not quite having the tipping point and enthusiasm to jump in and make that jump to setting their own business up. So you guys already have that, I would suspect. Next, it's my job to only let like-minded people into Pillow. Positive and happy attitude. I'm summing that up. The words don't really do it justice, but what we can't have is people coming into Pillow and dragging everybody down, the mood hoovers. We need positive people. We need happy people. We need people that fit in with the culture of Pillow, which in general is, yes, we have a little bit of a laugh when we have a vent. We can let off a bit of steam. We can be unhappy when things don't go right, or cleaners let us down, or something bad happens, or guests do something to a property. We have those channels. The guys in the very whole, we're positive, we have supportive, we look after each other. We can't have people coming in and just being that person in the room or in the group chats that bring people down. So you need to be positive and happy. There's probably better words for that, guys, but you will get what I mean. So good communicator, I think, is massively important, guys. We're going to be problem solving. I genuinely think service accommodation management, being in the short-term rental industry, we're dealing with people at so many different levels: cleaners, guests, tradesmen, and people from all over the world, hosts at different levels who might be accidental landlords, professional people, millionaires, billionaires in a few instances. So guys, we need to have good communication skills. You'll probably have that as your part of your business, but it's part of the training, and what you get with Pillow is the communication side. I'm Scottish and have a rough accent, but when we're speaking to people, it's the way we're dealing with issues, the way we escalate, de-escalate, the way we deal with everything, which leads us to the next part. It's great at customer service. The first thing I'd say to the franchisees when they join us, or any property manager or any staff member, guys, we are in the hospitality industry. We're not in property. Many landlords think this is property and they'll give you a unit, and they don't get that it's a customer experience. It's a journey for the guest. They just don't get it. They should be landlords. They should never be short-term rental hosts. You guys will have experienced some hosts like that. You've maybe given the property back. They just don't get that it's hospitality rather than property. So we need to be good at that customer service. We're going to put willingness to attend the training and team calls. Guys, there's lots of training, there's lots of calls, there's more than you'll ever be able to attend if you're starting to build your business. If you've got 15, 20 properties, you will be out property managing with a team call, forget what they call it, fun Fridays, where we get together and have a laugh. There's a set process for that, 10 o'clock on a Friday. And we knew people wouldn't be making that call today because it's starting to get the busy season, and people gave their apologies. But guys, what I need you to do is take the training. Sometimes it's people from outside that are coming in that we're paying. Sometimes it's other experts. Sometimes it's the internal team and the heads of the departments. But guys, you need to have a willingness to turn up to training. I don't know how many franchises I've sold over the years, and people just never turned up to the training. They paid the money and just never did the training. It made no sense. So they're missing this community, they're missing being part of the team, and they're missing the knowledge and the updates, meaning they're doing out-of-date stuff. And guys, one of our other improvements, our other core values is Kaizen, which is continuous improvement. And we need to be continually improving, guys. The pace of AI, pace of all these changes, there was Airbnb updates that are absolutely going to kill some people's businesses. There'll be something happening with legislation or health and safety. Guys, we need to be on the ball. We need to be attending this training. So I've put financially stable there, guys. This is what we're looking for. If you're coming to Pillow, I don't expect your business to be massively profitable or churning off lots of money. It could be breaking even or losing money. By plugging it into Pillow, that might save it. And that's all confidential, and that's fine. But we don't want to be doing, I don't want people that are desperate for money, that are on the verge of bankruptcy, that are in massive, massive debts, that need to not be ethical. So that might seem crazy, and hopefully you're looking at that and saying, why would he even have that slide in? But guys, as a concern in this industry, people racking through client money, loads of stuff. So we've saw loads of cases with people due money, people in really bad financial difficulty. We can't have unethical people, because you're forced, if you're desperate and you're not financially stable, you sometimes make bad decisions. So we would have a chat about that before you come in. I always like, this is what we're looking for. I love this, somebody adding something to the family more than just property management. So guys, if you can come in and this is your area, you're a property manager here, and you're a great property manager, that's absolutely fantastic. That's what we're looking for. But if you can bring something else in, maybe you're you were a sales trainer, maybe you know something about HR, maybe you're a good communicator, maybe you are great at LinkedIn or TikTok or something. So bringing something else in really excites me when I have these conversations with you guys, that you're bringing something. Now, you guys will be able to bring some experience. So that is a great position to be in as existing property managers that have businesses. Normally, we're looking for people that are starting off in their journey. So guys, you are going to be bringing experience in here, and we're going to value that. So if you're good at something else that adds to the whole, and that's just amazing for us. And willingness to promote themselves on social media. Guys, we want all you that join Pillow, we want you guys to be seen as the go-to expert, the person in your area. Had some staff members last year that just wouldn't go and so that's not my thing. Well, guys, I couldn't have a property manager that wouldn't go on social media, because you guys would be in social media destroying them. You guys would be all over social media, and with a few staff members that just didn't like it, and fair enough. But as a property manager, we do property management. But if you guys are building businesses and continuing to compete strategically against other agents that are existing and popping onto the market, we need to be promoting ourselves. We'll give you the tools, we give you the stuff for that, guys, but a willingness to do it is all I ask for. We don't need to be celebrities and amazing at what we do. We just need to have a willingness to go out with our comfort zones. Why? Because your competitors will be doing it. And if you're invisible on social media and your competitors are there, you're not going to get the business. So not all of the areas are available. We have lots of old franchise model areas, not the new model, but some areas of the UK are all kind of scored off, probably more than half, guys. So as we'd said, we're just looking to fill the rest of these areas. I love this background. That's why I do it, because I look at this as my map of the UK with all these regions. So we're just looking to work with one partner in each area. If two people were on this call or see this webinar in the same area, we're only going to kind of work with one. We want one expert, one partner per area. So some of those areas are already gone. Right, guys, nice and simple for the next steps. Then we'll go into questions. Chloe has been behind the scenes. She's put the questions here from email she's had from people that have registered. So the questions next are the people when you registered for the webinar, the questions you put in at the bottom box. So lovely. Next steps, book in a discovery call with me. After this webinar, just email me, franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk. It's nice and simple. Franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk. And you will send you a link for the discovery call. There's no sales on this. That's me done with that. There's no deadlines. There's no crazy sales tactics or steepling of hands and bullshit deadlines and special offers, guys. If you get to this stage, we're 47 minutes in. Perfect timing, 10 minutes for questions. You should be enthusiastic to join us or notice that this isn't a good fit for you, even at the moment. So keep in touch, pop me some emails over. I'll chat personally. I'll pick those emails up personally. And guys, just book in a call, totally confidential chat. If you want me to sign non-disclosure agreements, anything you guys need, and we're happy to do it. We've done it before. Questions, lovely. Right, thank you, Chloe, for putting these in. Let's have a little look. Right, let's take that off. Let's put some questions on. So Chloe, how many people will be in my area? As we've said, probably more than half the UK is already done and exclusive. If two people join, if two people in Birmingham wanted to join, well, it's a big city and they were at opposite ends. That would be fine. The two people there. But if we were talking, I can't even think of a small place. Can't think of a small city. Let's say Bath. Well, if two people came on in Bath, we wouldn't take two people because we just want one person there. With a radius, 50-kilometre radius around them, guys. We'll explain all this. And by the way, this isn't the presentation about the whole. This is for existing agents. So we haven't went into the full details. There are other webinars that will go into the whole license model, the whole franchise model. We don't have time for that, but you guys probably know about Pillow if you're on this. So how many people will be in my area? Only one person in your area. I'm making it very... It'll be me that'll be sorting the map out. So there will be one principal person in each area. Next, is there a cost for the franchise? So when we did the franchise, guys, the old marketing, it was £20,000 plus VAT. That doesn't apply. We've changed it to we call it a license model. So it's a monthly cost. Guys, if you've got businesses that you are bringing over, that fee probably won't apply to you. So there's a monthly license fee that starts at £500, and that's for all your technology, your support, training, mastermind, everything. There won't be the £20,000 cost to join us because you guys have existing businesses there. What if I use a different PMS? So this is an important one. So we use HostAway at the moment. There are other people that would have joined us but use other PMS systems. Guys, we've looked at lots of PMS systems and spent 10 years examining this, or 8 years with different systems, and we've kind of ended with HostAway, and I've just had £500 million worth of investment. There are other partners that would love to. If I had to start again, it might not be HostAway, but guys, we're looking at this, but preferably when we take the new franchise areas and the new licensees, they'll jump onto our system. But we are looking to run dual systems for something, because there's another UK company we'd love to use and support. HostAway's in America and wherever they are, but we'd love to support the UK company. So we might be able to run dual systems. And we will be as accommodating as we can for that, but we can't necessarily train you in that system, because if it was guesty, we don't know the ins and outs of that, but we do know HostAway. But we will work around it, guys. It's not going to be a deal breaker. Next question, Chloe. How can I explain a changeover to my hosts? So this is a nice fun one for me to answer, because it's fun when we do this. If you've got 20 properties, 20 hosts, this is a real positive. So you're joining forces, and again, you may have been going longer than us, I don't know, but you're joining forces with somebody that's been in the industry for 20 years, an award-winning company with all this tech. You should only be adding in improvements, guys. And I don't know your existing businesses, so I'm not making claims that Pillow's better than yours, but when we're explaining this to hosts, we want to focus on the positives, that, hey, there's a bigger team. I know you just get me, and you'll still get me, because, guys, you are still the principal contact for the host. It won't be Pillow. We'll help you with your guests, but you guys will still have that relationship with your current and your future host. You'll be the principal point of contact. So nothing changes. They will have a different property management system, maybe. It should only be positives and benefits to them. I can't see anything being a step back for them. Never, when we've done this in the past, and mayors with companies have done this with people with small portfolios, have the hosts ever turned around and said, this is worse. That's the whole point of what we're offering here, that everything gets better. Make sense? Lovely. How will I make profit than continuing alone? How will I make more profit than continuing alone? Two ways to that, guys. Hopefully your fixed costs, if I'm reading that right, how will I make profit more than continuing alone? So how will you make more profit is how I'm reading that. Guys, you should have less fixed costs, so you're instantly more profitable. Hopefully our systems and technologies and everything we can plug in, pricing software, will deliver better level of service to hosts. That's better occupancy levels, higher nightly rates, higher commissions. So that should be always make more money. Guys, that's a value proposition for this. Same as what we're talking about. If it was a host, an individual host, guys, one person with one property shouldn't be able to outperform you as an agent, because you've got lots of things that make things better to make more money. So one person with one property shouldn't be able to outperform you as a letting agent. So that would be your pitch to the host. Why would I could do this myself and not pay your management fee? You could, but we'll make more money than you doing it yourself. And we'll get you better guests. We'll get you all the things that you say in your pitch. Well, that's kind of similar to this, coming together. One agent with one small portfolio versus 50. We should be able to come together here, and it should make you, we'll definitely have a lot less costs, but you definitely should be more profitable. That makes sense? Can I include my family if I join Pillow? Yes, we love it. Got lots of different situations. Over the years, we've had husband and wife, we've had wife and wife, we've had father and daughter. So these things, sisters, I think, these things work well. So yes, definitely make it a family business. You can get your husband and wife in, and that's happening. So yes, I would love that. And it's not double the license fee or anything. We see that as getting 2 people in your business. They get to join us, get to do the training, get the logins for all the things as well. So you can double the training and the masterminding, so to speak. Next, will I need to close my business down? No, you'll continue. You'll keep your, I'm assuming, limited company. Keep that registered with Companies House. It just simplifies your business. Rather than all these costs going out and these high break-even points, we simply pay you once a month. That's it. It's nice and simple. You don't have any technology costs. You obviously will put things through to lower your taxable profit, of course, your taxable income. So if you're not already doing that, you want to be paying the minimum amount of tax to reinvest into your business and your life. All in line with HMRC, of course, so you don't need to close it down. Keep that limited company. Only difference is it's all simplified, should get paid every month from us. We do that for you. So that should make it nice and easy. But keep your company. It won't, your limited company in your name will be in your name. It won't be Pillow Partners. So keep that. You'll be operating under the Pillow brand. What if my hosts aren't happy and don't want to move? A great question. Now, having done this for 20 years, there will be people, and having had the Pillow brand since 2016. I don't know how many hosts there are in the UK, but we've managed thousands of properties over that time. There will be hosts that wouldn't want to use us again because they've maybe had a bad experience. There's maybe been personality clashes. They maybe didn't get on with their property manager. So there'll be 1% of people, less than 1%. So there may be the odd host that don't want to move over. And we'll take that case by case because they just... I'm hoping there isn't, guys. I don't have MD in mind here. I'm just being realistic and thinking of having had probably 3,000 different hosts, clients over all these years, more than 3,000 over 2 decades, and maybe people that wouldn't want to use us. So can't see that happening. But here's the thing, more importantly, some of your properties we learned, as I said, we were well over 1,000 properties. We gave 650 of them back last year or the year before. We scaled up and we had lots of properties, and some of them were shit. Some of the hosts weren't right hosts, some of the properties weren't right. So some of your portfolio now might not fit in. We might just say, guys, that host isn't right for this industry. I'm not going to give a good guest experience. That property wouldn't meet standards. Now, we do lots of contractor lettings and lots of high-end lettings and great properties, but we also service the lower budget end. We understand that market. I'm not saying your properties aren't good enough, but with the experience we've had, guys, there might be properties that we can't take over and you might need to part ways with, because when we're small and we're new, we take any property, and when we start becoming a little bit more refined in our selection process and matching, there might just be ones that don't fit our core values, if that makes sense. Can I use my brand rather than Pillows? You will still always have your limited company. That will be in your brand. It won't be in Pillows' brand. What I would always say to anyone is, if people would come that had 5 properties and say, I want to use ABC Lettings, or my second name, John Smith Lettings, I want to use my brand over Pillows. Well, there's John Smith Lettings. I hopefully know John Smith's on. I'm making it up. Is John Smith Lettings going to be a stronger brand than Pillow? Is that an award-winning brand? Is that going to get you more clients? Is, I don't know, Lakeside Lettings or Birmingham Lettings or Leicestershire Letting Services, Limited, going to be a stronger brand than Pillow? So, guys, if you have a stronger brand than Pillow and you want to join forces, we will have that conversation. But what we wanted to do with this brand is build something that was recognisable, that had intrinsic value in itself, meaning that if we ever get acquired, people would see the Pillow brand as something that definitely we're proud of and that has value in itself. So rather than 50 different brands kicking about, that makes no sense. We all come under the banner here, and we can exhibit under one banner. We can do web adverts, all these things. Make sense? So if you think your brand's stronger than pillows and better than pillows, I'd love to have that conversation. I am open to flipping this to a much larger company, open to that conversation. But for this, for people with less than 20 properties, hopefully you see the value in the pillow brand, but you would still invoice from your own brand. You can still have your own website. You can still do other things like source or whatever you do as well. So this was a nice one for somebody over or up the north of Scotland. They had an estate agency, and then under the old franchise model, guys, we couldn't. We needed them to use our brand, but we don't now. So you can still operate under your brand, powered by Pillow Partners. So if you've got an estate agency that's been operating for 10 years, that brand in your local village or town will be bigger and better than Pillows, and the serviced accommodation side can be powered by Pillow. Make sense? Lovely. Will Pillow get me more managed properties, or is it all down to you? Well, guys, you're local experts. You've built your business, but you will get properties. I will give you a link to one that came in last night when I was on my tea. Business will come to you. That's the whole point about the previous question with the Pillow. So this property on site, I was sitting at my tea. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a belter. It's going to be 400, 500 quid a night. I don't know. It's massive. That came to me, somebody text, I saw you, Scott, and pass it to Edith, who sat at that desk and serviced that lead today. So yes, by the nature of being part of Pillow, you will. We go to different deal clinics, different exhibitions, have a large web presence. So yes, you will get business. But I'm going back to the entrepreneurial spirit, guys. You need to be there. You need to be active in social media. You need to be going to networking. You need to be doing the things that you've already done, guys, to get that business. We can get you leads, but I'm going to say it's down to you because I don't want you to rely on us. But yes, you will, because all these different lead generations and things that we're doing will get you. If you were joining us as a franchisee, I would say, and you had no business, I'd say more than 60% of the properties that you get will be given to you by us. One of the property managers just got 19 units passed to them, 19 units, and that was via what we call HQ, our activities. So yes, I would suspect if you were new, you're going to get 60 to 65% of all your properties would be generated by our activities, by things I'd be doing online by the team. Cool. Right, that's us. And guys, I said I'd do an hour. That's an hour and 1 minute. So nice and simple. Next steps, just get a franchise discovery call booked in. Email me over at franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk or message me wherever you've seen this. And guys, I'd love to have a chat with you. Those discovery calls and talk confidence, I'll give you the calendar link. You just click the link, book the time that suits you, and we chat in total confidence and nice and simple. We just have a chat. So even if you think it's for you, I'm open to spending that time. I always gain knowledge from other agents. It's always good to chat and make friends, guys, because there's other big agents. We don't see them as competitors, but I love conversations and meeting other agents. So thank you very much for your time. If you've watched live, thank you very, very much for that. It's roasting outside. It's hottest weekend of the year. So thank you for your time and dedication. If you happen to be watching in a replay somewhere, if we get this out and people have missed it, thank you for spending that hour with me. You would not have got your questions answered live. So please get in touch. Just email me over franchise@pillowpartners.co.uk and I'll answer it for you. Thank you for your time, guys. Cheers.